Hi, I'm John Hart, and welcome back to Mr. America Hart. Today I was asked by one of my clients while I was training them, John, what's better? Doing 3 sets of an exercise or doing 1 set of an exercise? And you know, I already started rolling my eyes right here. What a question. What a loaded question, right? Seems simple on the surface. There's some pre-qualifications here that I have to throw in before answering the question, okay? If we're talking about an individual who is pretty much a rank beginner, okay, there's no doubt they don't have the ability to generate the kind of intensity necessary to justify even doing 1 set of an exercise, much less, even 2. Pretty much they should probably be knocking out more along the lines of the 3 that they asked me about. Now, why do I say that? Well, it's likely they need to learn how to connect with their muscles properly, and that's one aspect of training. Is it the best for them in their recovery? Well, they can't generate that kind of intensity as a beginner. That just doesn't happen. So, okay, as a raw beginner, you can get away with doing more overall volume just by the fact that you don't do any kind of super high intensity effort or connection with the muscle tissue that you're supposed to be targeting. So, in that regard, that does give an answer for a beginner, probably more leaning towards the 3 sets, okay? Having said that, the large majority of people that they were asking me about now was basically talking about people who are in the gym that are currently training. And I see a clear divide right down the middle between the two. If you're giving me the absolute question of which is better, 3 or 1, not 2, not 5, okay, but 3 or 1 set of each exercise. Right off the bat, I have to ask who we're dealing with. So let's say they're both experienced, 2 individuals, and they're both experienced trainees, let's say, and they've been working out for quite a few years. It does come down to, again, the ability to generate intensity, but also, are they willing to go for it? You know, if you have somebody who's, used to doing workouts and doing their sets of each exercise with, an 80% effort, a 70% effort, okay, where, they generally stop a couple of reps shy of failure. They don't really accomplish even positive failure. That's getting to the point where you cannot lift the weight for another clean repetition with all-out effort, right? If you can't do that, then you want to get a workout in, you want to do the best you can, you want to, let's hope, stimulate something by doing at least a little bit of volume, then I have to take those people and those personalities and I have to shift them to the 3 sets per exercise. So I would have to say, yeah, that justifies, they have no choice. Doing 1 set of each exercise is not going to do anything for them because they're not even coming close to the requirement of stimulating muscle growth, getting even near failure. If you're going to do 1 set of an exercise, now that's the other individual. See, clear defining line. Those that do not approach failure. And then we have on this end over here, those who do, and those who really go for it. And they can do a set of 6 to 10 repetitions, let's say, on any upper body exercise. And if they hit 7 reps, that's an honest 7th rep. Cannot get number 8. Went for it on number 8, but man, that weight wasn't getting past the sticking point no matter what they did. Now, that individual has trained to positive failure. They've done something to their muscle tissue. And now, you all know that you're about to hit me with this study, that study, this study, and that study. That's fine. Go ahead. I'm not talking about particular studies. I'm simply taking into account whether, in fact, the individuals are training at or very close to failure, positive failure. If they're not, then definitely not doing 1 set per exercise. It's kind of a requirement. I mean, Dorian Yates proved it Mike Mentzer proved it with all of his clients. Let's be specific, because now you're going to jump on me and say, well, Mike Mentzer never trained that way with just one set. He trained plenty of people that way, and they made progress, me included. So the truth is you need to be able to justify the one set by going to, or very close to, at least positive failure. If you want to add some extra high intensity techniques to those exercises, then for sure, one set is all you're going to need per exercise. Okay? Multiple sets, justified for everybody else. So that's my simple, clear-cut answer. Now, let's talk for a moment about if we get in the realm of competitive bodybuilding, what's best to do? Which is the best way to train? We have a couple of good examples out there right now over the past 20, 30 years. We had Mike Mentzer, who trained with multiple sets per body part, and he did that for most of his bodybuilding career and even into being a professional. Yes, used steroids and growth promoting drugs as well. But at that point, he was using multiple sets. He transitioned into training clients after that, and in doing so, he continued to experiment with the proper volume, intensity, duration of the workout. All of these factors he took into account and adjusted workouts so that the clients can make great progress. Muscle growth, body weight gain, things like that. If they were losing body fat, at least retaining their lean muscle mass. We have that as an example. So his body of work is not necessarily just his competitive career, but rather it's that, and then you have him training clients, both natural and enhanced. And then we also have the other pro bodybuilder that I think of off the top of my head that you all know, I've done a video on him, Dorian Yates. Dorian Yates trained for most of his career doing earlier in his career, doing a couple of sets, per exercise, and then he whittled it down very quickly to one set per exercise, right, when he was a professional. But he did, again, multiple sets per body part from different angles, right, different exercises. And to this day, according to what I see online at least, he trains clients in that same fashion, successfully. So, does it work? Well, yes, it does work. And by the way, that's both natural and enhanced clients, I'm sure. Okay? So does it work? Well, yeah, it does work. You have to give it an all-out effort. If you've seen any of the videos of Dorian training his clients, I mean, whew, it's fiery hot intensity. Okay? It's just like when he was training and his partner Leroy would be yelling at him during his videos, his exercise videos, blood and guts. Man, same kind of intensity. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's necessary. You don't have to be yelling and screaming throughout the gym, but the effort involved has to be on that level. Okay? I've seen a recent guy, Jordan Peters. Amazing effort in the gym. Amazing intensity in the gym. And, he does multiple sets. I wouldn't even call what he does high volume, very low volume workout, let's say. Very low volume. Does he do single set? I don't think you could call it single set training, but still very, very intense. And the volume is whittled down as low as possible. Do you kind of get what I'm leading to here? It's really important for you to consider, how do you train? What kind of effort do you put out when you do? Some people, like myself, this is just a little personal, okay? I enjoy training and taking a set to positive failure, at least. It's sort of in my DNA after, 4 decades of training that way, earlier on when I was a teenager, and then through a bodybuilding career, and then now, as I'm done with competing, I still enjoy training to at least positive failure. It's kind of a rush. It's the way I like to work out. You have to like what you're doing. That's what I was heading to. That's what I was alluding to. You have to like what you're doing. There is an enjoyment factor. You have to have fun doing what you're doing. Otherwise, you won't do it. Doesn't matter how many times I can tell you, hit you over the head with, and hit you with, do one set of each exercise, if that was my belief. If you don't like it, if you don't feel good about it, man, I've always said, it's easier to convince a person of the existence, an unbeliever, of the existence of Jesus Christ than it is for me to convince somebody to stop doing 3 sets, 4 sets, 5 sets of an exercise and just do 1. It's easier. I have an easier time as a Christian man converting somebody to Christianity than I do converting them from multiple sets down to 1. And that's just personal, man. I mean, people like to work out a certain way. So this is why you don't see me getting into too many arguments about it. It's not even something that I argue about. With reason, I understand. And emotionally, some people do need to do more than 1 set. I can tell you that's a fact. I've had clients that no matter what I said, and no matter even if they knew and acknowledged how important it is to keep the volume down on their workout, just do the least amount necessary to get the most results. I can acknowledge that from now until the cows come home. No offense to anybody who loves cows or doesn't want cows to come home. However, the important part here is I could convince them all day long, but if their personality is the type that they pretty much go to the gym for mental health, wow, mental health. There are those who need to go to the gym for mental health. I want them to do multiple sets. I want them to do a lot and burn off that anxiety, that energy, that, whatever's going on between their ears. I want them to. I want them to have a release out there in the gym, other than in the public, if you get my drift. So, that's another good case for doing multiple sets, my good friend. You understand? So, interesting discussion. Tell me this. I'd love to hear what you have to say about the topic. I've brought up a few things in this video. Just maybe listen to it again to see the points I brought up. And please, feel free, down in the comments section down below. You know I respond to some of these, most of these, almost all of these. Please, hit me with your comments. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. If you hit me with, see this study, see that study, see that study, likely not going to see any of those studies, okay? I'm interested in your opinion. I'm interested in your empirical evidence in this video. What have you discovered? If you're a trainer, what do you do with your clients? Just like myself with clients. What do you do and why? So hit me down below with your comments. I'd love to see them. Can't wait to see them. Okay? If you agree with this video, if you're liking these videos that I'm doing, off to your left, you're going to see a thumbs up button over there on your cell phone. Down below, if you're on a laptop, you'll see that thumbs up. Will you give that video a thumbs up right there? It really helps the channel out. And off to my left, you see that disc floating around up there? That is my subscribe button. Will you give that a tap so that in the future, YouTube will let you know when I pump out any new videos for you? And that's it for today. From my heart to you, John Hart.